Welcome to the dawn. You have just accessed the Purple Nights podcast experience. To begin, please press come.
Welcome everybody to a special announcement from the Purple Nights podcast in partnership with the Purple Kurt podcast. Kurt and I are getting together this June in person, and we're going to try and record something for either of our channels. I don't know if we're gonna cross promote and post the same video on our channels or what exactly
Purple
we're going
event.
to do, but we're going to get together in Minnesota early in June. So with that, I'll let Kurt take things away, and then we've got a special announcement about specifically about the date of Friday, June 10th. So I'll let Kurt take it away. Kurt, you have the floor.
Why, thank you, Mr. Johnson. It's great to be back on your podcast. And so like Chris mentioned, we're getting together the Purple Avengers Assembly of podcasting. So when Celebration first was announced, I, like many people, still had commitments in early June, but I was able to get out of a previous engagement in June 12th, so that I'm making my way to this celebration of Prince's birthday. And long story short, you and I have been talking for a couple months now, since Jelly Bean Johnson had made an announcement about his Nothing Compares to Pete concert with a whole slew of other special guests, which we can get to later. But to preface this whole thing, 2 years ago, I wanted to celebrate my 50th birthday in Minneapolis and do this whole thing. And that didn't happen because of the pandemic. So 2 years later, in between 2020 and 2022, you and I came across each other's acquaintances. I actually messaged you after watching and listening to one of your podcasts with Dwayne Tudall, actually. And you and I struck up a friendship, and now we've been on each other's respective podcasts. And long story short, we're going to not only see each other at this Nothing Compares to Pete concert at the Minnesota Music Cafe on was that Tuesday, June 6th, or Monday? I'm sorry, Monday, June 6th.
Yes.
We're going to try to get together in other ways. There's the Prince Day for the baseball game for the Minnesota Twins versus the New York Yankees. Boo, Yankees, boo. And I'm sure a lot of Minnesota sports fans would be happy to know that even though I live in Philadelphia, I didn't really closely follow baseball at all, but I'm not going to root for the Yankees in any way, shape, or form. But that's Tuesday, June 7th. That's Prince Day happening there. And I know there's a whole slew of other things we're going to get to, but I was supposed to hold a celebration for my birthday, and since the pandemic had hit and all these other things have gone on in our lives, I wanted to have some sort of philanthropic component to the whole thing, rather than just throw a birthday party for myself and just that which have been fine and good and invite a few people over for this whole thing. I thought, well, maybe we could do a fundraising component. I had spoken to Marty Bragg, Jelly Bean Johnson's partner and manager for his solo career, and I am hosting this fundraiser at the Chanhassen VFW on Friday, June 10th, from 7 until 11, and that's going to feature DJ Michael Holtz of To the Max Entertainment. He was well known for DJing the last 2 years at Paisley Park. Hired by Prince to be a house DJ for the last 2 years, from 2014 to 2016. I think many people will know that he was the opening DJ for the piano and the microphone shows that Prince previewed at Paisley Park, and some other events that he did as well. I believe he mentioned Brittany Howard and Alabama Shakes. He was the DJ opening for them when they premiered before anybody knew who Alabama Shakes were. So I'm really excited to have him aboard. And I'm working on some to be announced special guests coming to make an appearance. And all the proceeds, tickets are with service fees included. Tickets are $19.99. It says $17.30 on the initial ticket price, but once you got done with all the ticket fees, I wanted to make it so the tickets were $19.99. That's going to include light fare, 4 hours of music spun by the one and only Michael Holtz, and maybe some other special guests will be making appearances. I've got 2 confirmations and still working on some other folks. You will be there.
Yes, I will
You
be.
will be there. Yes,
I
you
will
will.
be. Yes.
So I'm excited about that. I mean, this is a dream come true. We've been talking about, gosh, if I ever get a chance to meet in person, well, be careful what you wish for. It's going to happen. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing other sites. That Friday actually afternoon, I have scheduled. I will be in Chanhassen. It's going to be a Chanhassen kind of day on Friday, June 10th, because I'm going to do the VIP deluxe experience tour of Paisley Park Studios as well. And I've seen.
Shout out to Paisley Park quick. I
That's
don't know.
right.
I don't know if they know that I exist as far as this podcast goes, but hopefully I'm not infringing on any copyrights, but
No, listen. Any publicity for them, any publicity is good publicity. That's the way I look at it. I mean, they've got the celebration going on from the 2nd to the 5th, right? So,
yes.
Shout out to them. I couldn't afford that personally myself, but it looks like they're going to have a good panel of guests. Maserati reunion with Brown Mark. All these different shows that they're going to have featuring different speakers and what have you. So,
Yeah.
and a shout out to my friend Amita Colburn and Kathleen Johnson, who are going to be catering for celebration at Whole Soul Lavender. They put together a lot of food. They were Prince's personal caterers for many of the Paisley Park events over the years, and they will be back at with their food truck over at Paisley Park. So, just a shout out to them.
Very nice. I wasn't aware of that. Shout out to Amita and Kathleen. Did you say?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to those 2 ladies. And yeah, I couldn't make the logistics work either for celebration this year. My sister, who is pretty much my primary form of transportation, she's my driver and drives me to all these places, and also attends with me to be able to assist in my mobility with everything.
Absolutely.
But she's going to be out in Montana at the very beginning of celebrations. So we decided this year not to not to try and jump through hoops to make everything work. So we decided to forego the celebration this year. But what I'm mostly bummed about with that is Maite Garcia is going to be there.
I
And
know.
I don't know how many people know about this publicly yet. I haven't really mentioned it publicly, so a lot of you are hearing this for the first time. But Maite tentatively agreed to come on the podcast as a guest.
Yep.
And it was supposed to happen as a surprise thing at the end of March. And I was very, very hyped up for it. But we know Maite is a very busy woman with not only Love for One Another charities, which she revived several years ago, which she originally created with Prince in the 90s. She's the president and CEO of Love for One Another Charities. And then she's also got Maite's Rescue, the animal rescue as well. So between those two things and other efforts as well, she's a very, very busy woman. And I understand her schedule as of late has been very, very hectic. So we're hoping um, in the near future, I don't know exactly when that's going to be, but we're hoping to welcome Maite to the Purple Knights podcast. And for me, that will be an absolute dream come true. I absolutely adore Maite. I have ever since she came on the scene in 1992 with the Love Symbol album and that whole promotion. So I'm just excited um, at the prospect of welcoming her on the podcast. And I'm not ashamed to say or embarrassed to say that I have a tremendous crush on Maite as the red blooded heterosexual man that I am. And hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much or embarrass her when she's on the podcast. But
If
I have I
no,
have
you won't.
I have very special things planned. I'm going to tell a story to Maite because I think next to Prince, she would be the one person that I would want her to hear this very personal story that I have about my life and my adolescence. So I'm going to be sharing that with the public for the first time on the Maite Garcia podcast. So Maite, if you're watching this, whenever works for you best in your schedule, if you're able to carve out some time, I would be honored and elated to have you on the podcast. So thank you so much for everything you do and everything you are. You're just a tremendous person and a tremendous inspiration to me and so many others in the Prince community. So we're looking forward to having Maite Garcia on the Purple Knights podcast very, very soon. And I can't believe I'm actually uttering those words, but we're going to try to make it happen in the near future. So I'm very excited about that. Kurt, did you want to give any other details on your um, Minneapolis trip? You're going to visit the Arboretum as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And as far as when that's going to happen, it's anybody's guess. Um, it probably would make sense that I would do it the same day that that I'm going to be in town at the in Chanhassen, because you're not that far away. If I'm not mistaken, I've been to the Arboretum when I paid my respects to Prince in 2016. Went to, what is it, Riley's Creek Park there, and go through the tunnel.
Yep.
We uh, my husband Aaron and I, he accompanied me. We drove on that trip too, and stopped and went through the tunnel. I wrote my name and a little personal message underneath the tunnel. So I'd love to come back there and see that again. And I've only ever seen Paisley Park from the outside, but I do remember that the Arboretum was maybe about 15, 20 minutes away in Chaska, if
Yes.
memory serves. So, and I got a Groupon 2 for 1 at that time. I don't know that that still is an offer that they put out there, but it was well worth the visit. And I can see why Prince would have built a facility like he did with Paisley Park near this gorgeous arboretum. What a great place to go and visit and reflect. And you know, uh, we have an arboretum here and nearby where I live, just outside of Philadelphia in Conshohocken, the Morris Arboretum, and we're big supporters of that, Nature Conservancy and what have you. And that's a wonderful thing to have in anybody's neighborhood backyard. It's fantastic. And some of his most famous photo shoots occurred there. I know that not Herb Ritz, was it Jeff Katz had done that whole, or was it Herb Ritz that did the whole hits the B-sides photo
Herb Ritz,
shoot?
Herb
Was it
Ritz
Herb
did
Ritz?
the hits, the B-sides.
Right.
Yes, that's
That's what I
correct.
thought. And then Steve Park, I know, took a whole series of shots out there one day with his Dodge Viper, um, his custom purple Dodge Viper in the
The-
was it
I,
late 90s, early 2000s?
I believe it's a Prowler. Yes, a purple Prowler.
Prowler. That's it. The Prowler.
Yep.
Not the Viper.
Yep.
But at any rate, I would love to go there. I am going to have a bourbon tasting with Prince's former bodyguard, Hucky Austin. So shout out to Hucky if he watches this episode. What's up, man? Looking forward to getting together with you.
Hucky,
Apparently,
Hucky, we love you. I'm going to tag you on Facebook when I post this link to this video. Hopefully, you'll check us out. We love you. We appreciate you. There you go. Hucky
and I can't
Austin,
wait to
ladies and
try
gentlemen.
and I can't wait to try some bourbons with you, man. He and I
Most
talked several
definitely.
times. And he's a cool guy. He's a really down to earth cool guy. And these people have interesting lives of their own outside of having worked for Prince, and just getting to know these people is this expanded universe that I've put myself into. It's like meeting you, meeting other folks in this community. It's a wonderful thing. It's just
Yeah, speaking of folks in the community, shout out to Eloy LaSanta, otherwise known as Prince's friend.
yes, sir.
Um, I know he had Kurt on as a special guest host recently. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll have the link below in the description. Um,
Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah.
and I wanted to mention that Kurt, you did a very nice shout out to me and the Purple Knights podcast in that video. So I very much appreciate that. But shout out to Eloy for the hard work that he does, not only with the Princess Fred channel, but also with his tremendous musical career under the moniker Strays of the World.
Mhm.
If you haven't checked out his album In My Head yet, I would highly suggest you check that out. Very, very good music. Very, very good man. And we
Yes,
appreciate
he is.
everything he does for the Prince community as well.
He's a busy, busy bee. Let me tell you. He has a premiere. Yeah, if we're gonna do plugs for everybody here, he's got a premiere of his new forthcoming album on June 25th. So if you're a fan of his, go on to Strays of the World on all his socials or his Facebook page for that link. It's Sunday, June 25th, I believe, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just saw the link not long ago. He had just posted that as of our taping.
Oh wow,
So
how serendipitous the
yeah, I know, right? I like when you mentioned it, I'm like, hey, by the way,
the anniversary the anniversary of the release of the Purple Rain album, June 25th.
is that
So
right?
that's very, very
God,
cool. Very
that is.
cool. Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
we can celebrate the 40th anniversary of it in 2024. Wouldn't that be cool in person?
Yes.
That I maybe we'll do another celebration of our own, because I don't know if I'm going to do it next year, but I'm planning on trying to do this every other year if I can.
Okay, that sounds good. And
Yes,
2000, 2024, I'm hoping should be a huge year for the Prince fan community and the Prince estate. I'm hoping, fingers, toes, and everything else crossed, that
yeah,
the estate will release a super deluxe package for the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain, because I and many others in the fan community, although we
Mhm.
appreciated the 2017 release of uh, Purple Rain remastered and expanded, we thought it was kind of a rush job in many ways and didn't really represent the grandeur and the scope of the Purple Rain project. So hopefully 2024 Purple Rain Super Deluxe Edition. Come on, estate, make it happen. Uh,
Listen, and and I know the estate, has been with the last two releases, with Sony taking over the reins for the Welcome to America box set, deluxe set that they put out for that whole marketing campaign, and then prior to that, the crown jewel, in my opinion, the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. If they do anything half as good as that Sign of the Times Super Deluxe set, that would be great. And I'm all on board with the Prince of the Revolution live set that's coming out, but I would have thought that would have been a better marriage, having that stuff along with a super deluxe set of Purple Rain. But hey, maybe they could have another live performance, like the final performance in Miami or something like that. Maybe there's a video that exists of that they have cleaned up or something. Maybe they have other plans in the works for that.
Well,
So,
I know there's been chatter about the August 3rd, 1983 um,
oh, sure.
benefit concert for the Minnesota
Right,
Dance Company, I believe, is where he recorded the raw live tracks for what became the album versions of Purple
right,
Rain and
right.
Baby I'm a Star.
The title
So,
track
yes, yes,
with that extra third verse that he never used. Right. That would be,
yes,
wow, that would be fantastic.
exactly. That would be fantastic. So, yes, I'm very much looking forward to the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain 2024. It should be a huge year
Oh, I would, it's going
in the
to,
Prince universe.
they've got to do something. They've
Yeah,
got to do something.
yes, yes.
I would imagine with something like that, and this is of course now we're just geeking out for a second here. It would be great if I'm sure that they probably already have in mind maybe having Apollonia back. Maybe because with her new and shout out to Apollonia, she and Seth Neblett are doing a fantastic job with Apollonia Studio 6, and she's very candid. She's very personable. Maybe hopefully those she could be back, and they could get director Albert Magnoli back.
I
Have a
would
whole
I would love it if they would go the whole 9 yards and get um Apollonia 6 back on stage.
I was just saying, thinking that. Yep,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
They're all alive. They're all alive. They're all Susan Moonsie, you know, and the crew. That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I've been thinking about this a lot lately with um
Brenda
family
Bennett.
family friends and stuff, of course, passing away recently, which I
Yeah,
won't get into because it's a
yeah,
personal issue, but
yeah. I
I've
know.
been I've been thinking about the saying goes, and it's cliche at this point, but it's so true. Give people their flowers while they're still here.
Yep.
In other words, let them know they're loved and appreciated
Yep.
while they're still here with us. And I
Yep.
really believe in that mantra, and I really take it to heart. So being able to appreciate Apollonia and Brenda and Susan
Yep.
for the 40th anniversary would be tremendous opportunity. So, like I
I
say,
mean, they're gonna.
fingers crossed. I hope the estate does something like that. It would be absolutely awesome for the 40th anniversary. Shout out to the Revolution too. I know,
Absolutely.
I know Bobby Z quite personally. He and his wife Vicky are friends of mine. Absolutely have nothing but great, big, huge love for them. If they could be involved in some way as well for the 40th anniversary, that would be tremendous. Wendy and Lisa, I love you ladies. I still count
Yes.
I still count the time that I met them in February of 2009 as one of the defining moments of my life. It was absolutely amazing and everything. They always say never meet your heroes because they're never going to live up to expectations. Well, I had high expectations for meeting Wendy and Lisa. And when it actually happened, my expectations were blown out of the water. So um, don't believe everybody when they say don't meet your heroes because sometimes, yes, they really are that awesome and that special and that approachable and that down to earth. So very, very excited for the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain.
Same
Brown
here.
Mark, Maserati, of course, as Kurt mentioned,
Yep.
headlining this year's Paisley Park celebration. Shout out to Brown Mark, one of the best bassists with the best sense of pocket I think I've ever heard in my life. Um,
He's phenomenal.
yeah, Dr. Fink. You know,
Dr. Fink.
I'll just keep going right down the line. Dr.
Yeah,
Fink,
why not?
who's going to be with Jelly Bean on June 6th. If you
Yes.
guys, if you guys still want to go, the Minneapolis Music or the Minnesota Music Theater. Um, did I say that right? The Minnesota
The
Music
Minnesota Music Cafe.
Cafe. There we
Cafe.
go.
Okay. It's all right.
Yeah, my brain's a little overexcited right now because I'm talking
Believe
about
me.
so many great people. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Revolution, just an iconic band, and I cannot wait to have the new remastered and retouched Prince and the Revolution live uh,
Yes.
CD and Blu-ray set in my hands,
Yep.
because I don't know if how many of you out there have seen the remastered clips on YouTube of Purple Rain and also Let's Go Crazy from the new set, but both the sound and the video have been completely redone, cleaned
Yep.
up. They look pristine, sound pristine, and it's just amazing. And I posted on Facebook last night that it will be like seeing the concert with new eyes and new ears
Yep.
and hearing it with new ears. So, um,
It was also remastered in Dolby Atmos, if I'm not mistaken, for the Blu-ray. So some of the sound clips, the sound is just phenomenal.
yeah, which I I really can't at this point anyway. I can't really afford an Adobe Atmos system, so I don't.
Can't either, but
I really don't know what all the hype is about with that, but I would love to be able to experience that at some point. But yeah, the
maybe they
sound.
released it in a theater.
Yes,
Hello Capri Theater or somebody out there locally.
yes, the sound is amazing. The visual, even the visuals. I mean, the video.
Yeah.
It's hard to refurbish video footage that's 37 years old, but they've done about as good a job as anybody could possibly do in making that stuff look pristine as well. So I'm
The amount
very,
of
very excited to have that on my hands on June 3rd. And um, I know a lot of people bellyache and moan about, the estate rehashing the Purple Rain era and aesthetic over and over, but the Syracuse show is iconic. It's very historically significant, and it's one of my personal favorite concerts the Prince ever did. So I'm personally very excited
Yep.
to have this in my hands on June 3rd. So, um,
That's coming up.
yeah, I know it. It'll be here right around the corner. It's crazy how fast time flies. But yeah,
Oh,
and
we'll be able to compare notes in person when it comes out.
yes, exactly. That's a good segue.
So
I wanted
I
to.
think I think I'll wait to buy it though, at the Electric Fetus, and then
Ooh, nice call,
right.
nice
Hey,
call.
shout out to the Electric Fetus because I bought a few things when I was there in 2016, and I really am itching to go back and see what little trinkets I can get on my hands at this time.
I've
Record
I,
stores are a dying breed in many cities, and it's nice to see that they're still around, even surviving. Unfortunately, I know their Duluth store, I think, took a hit and they closed that store, but
yes,
it's nice to
yes,
see that the original store location's still around because they do matter.
yes, they do. Like books and Black Lives, record stores
I
matter.
That's where I was. My mindset.
Yes,
I
yes.
I
I've never been there in person yet, but it's one of my
Ooh,
stops to go on my bucket list. So, yeah, Electric Fetus, I definitely have to go there. I've had my niece, Lindsay, who lives in Uptown in
mm,
Minneapolis, I've
okay.
had her pick up some limited edition record store day releases from the Electric Fetus for me. So, shout out to my niece, Lindsay, for doing that. And she's been on the podcast before as well. So, thank you, Lindsay. I love you. And yeah, we definitely need to go to the Electric Fetus. Um,
Ooh.
but yeah. So yeah, speaking of getting together,
Yes, sir.
I was going to ask you this on camera for the recording here that we're doing today.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about how and when we could get together to record a little something for our respective channels? I mean,
I'm all about it. I'm thinking that when I get in for the Minnesota Music Cafe, I'm gonna probably have just enough time to stop at my Airbnb. Shout out to Airbnb. We're shouting everybody out today.
yes,
Um, and I probably have just enough time to freshen up, change into my concert going clothes, and then meet you down there. But if you're going to the baseball game, I mean, we could probably record something while we're at uh, in between, maybe in between acts or something like that. I think that's I don't know how we're going to work that logistically. We've got our phones. We can certainly just record straight video being in each other's presence.
right,
And
right, right.
you
Maybe
know,
that's what we should do. Maybe that's our best bet.
yes,
Yeah. So that sounds good, but man, I'm looking forward to meeting you. I don't know
same man.
how
Believe me.
long it's been since we actually met and connected, but it feels like forever. You feel like family to
Does.
me.
And same to you, man.
So
The purple
yeah,
fam thing is not the purple fam thing is a phenomenon is not hype. It's a real
no.
thing. We all connect in a unique way that most average music fans don't connect. And music brings people together. Music brings people together in ways that you can't even imagine sometimes. So this is a I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. It's been over a year. I believe it's been since the summer of last year, maybe longer, but I think it's probably around the summertime last year. I want to say June. I want to say June last almost a year, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah,
Time just goes so fast, but like Fred said, time is a trick, you know.
sure is.
Uh there 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 is no time when you really think about it, but yeah, and Kurt and I, we've had many deep conversations,
Mhm.
about all kinds of things under the sun. So we've really
Yeah.
we connected through Prince, but we've bonded in so many other ways as well. And it's just so great to be able to meet people and connect like this. And I know I can already tell, man, meeting you in person is going to be emotional. So if I
Oh, believe
start
me.
if I start to ugly cry at any point, um,
I'll have a hanky ready for you, buddy. Trust me. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be very emotional for me too. Believe me.
yeah, hopefully a purple one because I don't want to cry I don't want to cry all over your special purple suit that you're going to be wearing.
which which by the way, that's funny you mentioned that because yesterday I went to take it to this cleaner's tailor's place, and it's going to be ready for me by May 31st.
Okay.
So I'll make the debut. It'll make its debut probably for the fundraiser thing. I've got two suits. I'm probably going to wear one of the two to the Minnesota Music Cafe gig. I'm going to dress up for this thing. What the hell? You don't get to do this every single day. At least I don't get to do something like this every single day. So,
Yeah,
but no, it's going to be something.
and that's another good segue too for another shout out. I've got to give a shout out to the one and only Mr. Alfonso Starr, who I was lucky enough to meet when I attended the Star Party 3 at the poorhouse in Minneapolis
That sounds like a cool place.
On April 20th. Um,
Yeah.
and he had at least 5 suit changes, and they were all custom suits with the symbols all over them, and
Yeah.
one of them was a cloud suit. I mean, they were immaculate suits. So I mean, Alfonso had it going on with the suit. So you've got a lot to live up to with this purple suit. I'm just telling you.
Oh my boy. Well, I don't know if I'm going to live up to his standards, but but
But yeah, no, I'm just teasing. I'm just
I
teasing.
get,
But
I get it. I mean, listen, I'm not Cher. I'm not going to be doing that many costume changes, believe me. So,
yeah,
no wigs or anything like that. What you see right here is what you're going to get.
yeah,
I got the hairs done for the for for coming out there, but yeah, I
yeah,
won't be
and
doing any wig and makeup changes.
yeah, which I'm actually going to use the photo of you and your haircut as part of the YouTube thumbnail for this video. So because I thought it was a great picture of you, you looked absolutely
Oh,
great.
thank you,
So
buddy.
I'm definitely going to use that photo for the thumbnail on YouTube. But yeah, so
Appreciate it.
much
Thanks.
so much stuff going on in early June. We're getting together.
Yes.
Purple Knights, Purple Kurt joining
Yes.
forces in the flesh. And it's just really, really exciting
Yes, it
and
is.
gratifying for me. So, um, and I just want to say, I love you, man.
Love you too, buddy. This is going to be it's good. We're going to get to we're going to get to do this in person. That what more can you say? It
Yeah,
it's it it's brought us to this point where you know everybody's been 2 years of isolation of not being able to do things we'd like to do want to do, and for people who are, let's say, more mobile like myself, we take for granted that there are many people that don't get to move around as much,
yeah,
and you understand this better than anybody, that we as more able-bodied human beings take for granted when we're isolated, when we complain about, well, I can't go here, I can't go there. And the efforts that you have to make and your sister make to get out there and so that you can enjoy life is something that we take for granted every single day.
yeah,
And
yeah. Shout out to my
uh,
sister Paula. She'll probably be the one.
Paula,
She'll probably be the one taking the videos of you and I meeting. So
oh man,
she'll probably be heavily featured in the videos. So
oh, listen, she better be. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. Seems like you got a wonderful, family, wonderful family. So,
yeah, I was gonna say my mom Linda will be there as well. I don't
oh
know.
my God, really?
I don't know if she'll make her presence really felt in the videos or not, but we'll have to see because she's sort of camera shy a little bit. But
Well,
she's
shout out to your mom because she's had her challenges recently. So I'm glad to hear she's doing better.
yes, yes, she is, and thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
She's she's sitting
absolutely.
just off camera to my left. She's playing a game on her cell phone, it looks like. But yeah, um, my mom, Linda Johnson, we love her. We need to have her on the podcast.
Linda,
Yes. Um, but yeah, it will be such a pleasure and such an honor to see you face to face and spend some time together and
absolutely.
and share some laughs because let me tell you, we might have only known each other for about a year or a little over, but you're one of the few people in my life who could make me laugh constantly. So for that alone, I love you, man. But
Oh, appreciate that.
there's so many reasons why I love you as a person and as a human being.
Thank you,
Um,
buddy. Appreciate
but
that. That's
yeah,
very.
it it'll be such an honor for me to meet you.
Oh, the honor is going to be all mine. Trust me. So I'm humbled by that. Uh, Honestly, I'm very humbled. I just can't wait at this. Why isn't it here already?
Yeah, and I think Prince was, I think Prince was just talking to me because right in my head, right as you said, I can't wait. A song popped into my head, and it's from the Parade album. It's a song called "Life Can Be So Nice."
Oh,
So
wonderful
there you
world, it's
go.
paradise.
Yes. So that's what I'm envisioning. That's what I'm envisioning when you and I get together. It's either going to be a paradise or a drunken night in lockup, or it could be a mixture of both, depending on what we get to. But
Well, I hope I don't
uh,
get locked up. I don't want to. I don't want to start my trip. I don't want to get my trip involved in a police record in Minneapolis. Oh my lord!
right, right.
Not, maybe wait towards the end of the end of the trip. I'll to lock me up. There's
Right,
plenty. I mean, we're all a little crazy here, but I.
right. But what I was getting about with what I was getting at with that was just my roundabout way of joking that
Of
we're
course.
going to have fun. We're going to have a great time
Oh,
together. It's gonna be wild. So I can't wait, man. It's gonna be amazing.
I mean, there's not just meeting you, but there are going to be people that I most recently met on Clubhouse. The names are escaping me right now, but people that are going to be there. Marty Bragg, shout out to Marty Jellybean's a partner in crime, manager, and they've had tragedies recently in the last year in their lives, and with the loss of son Regal, and you know Jellybean, many people are going to get to see him in a different light. He's got a new album that he's promoting, Renaissance, new single and album, and the fact that he's been able to make any kind of music like this in the last year with everything going on just speaks to the power of his creativity and his artistry, and so I'm looking forward to, there's a whole host of people we're going to see there. Martin Kember, many people remember, was in Color Me Bad, has this whole Prince tribute thing that he does, and if it's my understanding, he was going to perform separately from this whole Jelly Bean thing, and when they found out that they were going to be on the same night, they decided to join forces. So we're lucky we're getting them, all of them together like that.
And Dr.
But
Fink as well. He's going to be
Dr.
there.
Fink's going to be on, he's on the title track, Renaissance. Um,
Oh,
Cam, the Official Biz. If you haven't seen Official Biz, they do a great Prince medley on their Facebook and Instagram pages. They are, those two that are involved, so freaking talented. Eddie Minifield, Eddie M. A lot of people remember
yes,
him from being on Prince's early
yes.
recordings on saxophone, is going to be there, and he's coming all the way out from California for that. Um, God, there's so many other people that are going to be featured on this. So
Whenever
Law.
whenever I think of Eddie M, the first thing that comes into my mind is the Prince demo of Holly Rock, which came out on
He's on
Originals,
that, right, right,
and
right, right.
he does a shout out to Eddie on that song. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
just amazing the amount of creativity, the amount of passion, the amount of
Yeah,
talent, that there is still left in the purple community. And Prince may be gone, but there's so many people still with us that deserve their flowers and deserve
yes,
our
yeah,
respect and admiration for carrying
absolutely.
on through difficult times and still providing with us, providing tremendous creative content for us. So
Yep.
shout out to everybody. And it seems like I've got to get going. So I'll I'll tell you right now, um, check out the Purple Knights podcast and the Purple Kurt podcast on YouTube. And until next time, we'll see everybody. This is Chris Johnson. Peace and
It's
be
Kurt
wild.
Hoffman. Take care.
Take care.